Congress Working Committee has issued a heartfelt condolence resolution following the passing away of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. In their statement, the committee mourns the loss of a true statesman whose contributions have reshaped India's destiny. One of the most crucial post-independence icon, in fact, has been Dr. Singh, and AICC has stated that as finance minister in the early 1990s, Dr. Singh spearheaded India's economic liberalization, navigating the country through a critical balance of payments crisis and laying the foundation for the rapid economic growth. AICC also stated that his legacy of transformative economic policies, including the deregulation and encouraging the foreign statement, has earned him respect both in India and across the world. All right, Kanika, in fact, as you join me back on the broadcast, as in fact you are at the AICC headquarters, and what we are given to understand that DK Shivakumar, in fact, has also reached the AICC headquarters, and there are many Congress leaders that have arrived there. They are waiting to, in fact, pay their last tributes to Dr. Singh.
एब्सोल्युटली सिमरन, तमाम जो राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्री हैं उनका पहुंचना जो है वो यहाँ पे शुरू हो गया है। डीके शिवकुमार जो कर्नाटका के डिप्टी सीएम हैं वो इस वक्त जो है कांग्रेस मुख्यालय पहुंचे हुए हैं। तमाम जो और भी स्टेट के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, चाहे वो रेवंत रेड्डी की बात करें, चाहे वो सुखविंदर सुक्खू की बात करें, या फिर उसके अलावा सिद्धरामैया की बात करें, ये तमाम जो चीफ मिनिस्टर्स हैं ये भी कांग्रेस मुख्यालय आएंगे। इसके अलावा जो पार्टी के लीडर्स हैं वो भी जो है कांग्रेस मुख्यालय आएंगे और अपना लास्ट ट्रिब्यूट जो है वो कांग्रेस हेडक्वार्टर में डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को देंगे। इसके अलावा अगर बात करें तो पवन खेड़ा, जयराम रमेश और जो कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट के लोग हैं, गुरदीप सिंह सप्पल और इवन मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे और गांधी परिवार जो है वो भी यहाँ पे आएगा और अपना लास्ट ट्रिब्यूट जो है वो डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को देगा। तो कहीं ना कहीं डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को ट्रिब्यूट देने के लिए तमाम जो नेता हैं वो कांग्रेस मुख्यालय पहुंचेंगे। 9:30 बजे डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह के पार्थिव शरीर को यहाँ से ले जाया जाएगा। उसके बाद निगम बोध घाट पे उनका क्रीमेशन सेरेमनी होगा। लेकिन बिल्कुल कल भी कांग्रेस मुख्यालय में जो है तमाम लीडर्स पहुंचे हुए थे, क्योंकि सीडब्ल्यूसी की बैठक थी। और इसके अलावा डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह का जो रेसिडेंस है 3 मोतीलाल नेहरू, वहां पे भी जो है कांग्रेस के तमाम जो लीडर्स हैं वो पहुंचे हुए थे, ताकि वो अपना अंतिम श्रद्धांजलि जो है वो डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को दे सके। और खास तौर पे कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए ये एक दुखद जो है माहौल है, क्योंकि डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह की बात करें तो यूपीए 1 यूपीए 2 में उन्होंने तमाम ऐसे बड़े फैसले लिए, तमाम ऐसी बड़ी चीजें की। खास तौर पे यूपीए 1 को साधने की बात हो, यूपीए 2 को साधने की बात हो, तमाम सहयोगी दलों को साथ लेकर चलने की बात हो, या तमाम जो उनके द्वारा लिए गए बड़े निर्णय, जहां पे गठबंधन की सरकार चल रही थी, तो उस दौरान जो है तमाम चीजें हुई और कांग्रेस पार्टी जो है उन तमाम चीजों को रिकॉल करके डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को अपना लास्ट ट्रिब्यूट देती हुई नजर आ रही है।
Well, absolutely. In fact, Kanika, as you are there at the AICC headquarters, the final journey of Dr. Singh, who has in fact been a veteran leader and for many the inspiration to reshape India's financial and economic growth after post-independence, is going to in fact begin very shortly. I'll request you both, my colleagues, to stay on with me on the broadcast, while I also get my guest in fact back on it. And as we are speaking, Mr. Bhatt, about how in fact the final journey is just going to begin shortly. The world is remembering the innumerable contributions that have been made by the veteran leader. Mr. Singh has in fact given so much to the country that till date it is not just India, the world in fact is coming up and pouring their grief about the loss of such an in fact intellectual soil.
Basically, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the one basically who silently brought about things which were required for a nation like Bharat. I am being very categorical in saying this because he was a man of few words. But then, you starting from payment crisis onwards, from fragile 5 to top 5, this journey of 30 years or 40, 30, 35 years that Bharat has gone through, that journey started under his stewardship for finance ministership. Yeah, don't forget that P.V. Narasimha Rao was the one when he was heading the government, when he was a finance minister. And then he took it over after being the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha. Now, when you look at this entire graph, you will see he was not the man of, fighting Lok Sabha elections. He always represented from Rajya Sabha. And last time, if I remember, it was from Assam that, once he became the member. But that doesn't matter. What mattered was, his entire lifespan, if you look at it, from the RBI's governorship to this place, something that foreign policy that India follows today, you have to give it. You have to believe in the history, you have to believe in the realities of life. Dr. Jaishankar was a joint secretary when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. And he worked very, very closely with him. Now today the same Dr. Jaishankar is taking the flag forward. So this way, this continuity of two things, the economic reforms, maybe the shapes have changed, the size has changed, the atmosphere has changed, but the basic structure that changed or the reshaped the Indian economy, I would put it that way, reshaped. We actually came out of this, we came out of this stringent mindset of only this or only that. There was a time that today this Congress party's allies were the ones who were opposing him by saying, while opening up the economy, you will ruin everything. They were the ones who were the opponents, not the BJP as much, the other opponents. But then he continued doing so. He continued, encouraging creating wealth. At the same time, at the core heart of it was the welfare. And that's why you will find schemes like, the honest, if honestly would have been, implemented, Manrega would have yielded so much of national wealth. But unfortunately, it did not. That is my viewpoint. So looking at it, this man was a visionary, all right. And at the same time, when he was tied up in the last few years of his governance, you had lots and lots and lots and lots of scams. That also came up during it. But what I'm saying is, people will remember Dr. Manmohan Singh, an accidental prime minister, which he himself said. He himself said that, someday, after I'm not there, there will be more justice done to me. He said that.
Exactly.
And that is what is exactly happening. And that is why you will find, in 2014 too, Narendra Bhai went to him and talked to him when he became the Prime Minister first time. And yesterday also, Narendra Modi was there first. So you have to give it to the man where he deserves, irrespective of the party, symbols. When I'm not the one who's going to say, this man did that or that man did that. No, sir. It was him who guided that. How much ever complicated was it? He just kept quiet at certain times.
Well, there's a lot to learn from, in fact, the contributions of Dr. Singh performed very decently during the course of the history, and how, in fact, he led and spearheaded India's growth even during the 28, in fact, financial crisis. As in fact, very rightly put, there are words of, in fact, a lot of admiration that are coming at this point of